Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories. Today, we're talking directly to the person who feels like their time has already passed. We are here to tell you clearly and honestly, it is not too late. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. I used to believe I had missed my chance to grow and become who I truly wanted to be, but I learned something vital. The best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is right now.
That's such a powerful way to begin, John. And we mean that genuinely. If you're listening to this right now, maybe at home, on a bus, or out for a walk, there might be a small, quiet voice in the back of your mind saying, I should have started sooner.
We hear that voice too. So many people do. But today, we want to replace it with something stronger, kinder, and much more accurate.
Exactly. The world right now is genuinely full of new chances. Online learning is everywhere. You can learn English, start a business, change careers, and build a completely new life, regardless of where you are in your journey.
Let's talk about that word opportunity. An opportunity is a chance to do something meaningful. If someone offers you a free course, that's an opportunity. If a new English podcast appears, like this one, that's an opportunity. An opportunity is an open door in front of you. The only question is, will you walk through it?
Many people stand in front of that door, but never step through. They look at it and say, I'm too old, or others are so far ahead, or I should have done this 10 years ago.
Do you recognize that feeling? I certainly do, because I felt it very deeply myself.
Tell us more about that, John. I think our listeners would really value hearing your experience.
Of course. When I was younger, I had so many dreams. I wanted to speak English fluently, travel, and find work I truly loved. But life happened, as it always does. I got busy, I had responsibilities, and years went by. One day, I looked at myself and thought, you aren't young anymore. Successful people started when they were 20. You're in your 40s. It's too late for you.
And that feeling has a name: regret. Regret is the sadness we feel about things we didn't do or things that went wrong in the past. I regret not studying harder, or I regret not following that dream. Regret is a heavy emotion. It feels like carrying a massive bag everywhere you go.
That's the perfect image. The problem with regret is that it keeps you looking backwards. When you're always looking behind you, you can't see what's right in front of you. You're too busy staring at what you cannot change to see the open door.
And the past genuinely cannot be changed. We have to accept that truth. You can't go back and make different choices. But, and this is the key, the future hasn't happened yet.
The future is empty. It's like a clean white page, and you're the one holding the pen.
Wow, I love that. When I finally stopped dwelling on past mistakes and started looking at what I could still do, everything shifted. I started learning again. I started listening to podcasts and reading simple things in English. My confidence grew, not because of talent, but because I made a decision.
That decision is everything. It leads us to one of the most important ideas in today's conversation, the difference between one day and day one.
Those two phrases sound almost identical, but their meanings are worlds apart.
One day I'll learn English. One day I'll start exercising. One day is a dream without a date. It means someday, maybe when things are perfect or when I feel ready.
And the sad truth is that one day very often never arrives. Ha!
It just keeps getting pushed forward. But day one is different. Day one means today, right now, with whatever you have, wherever you are.
Today is day one of my English journey. Today is day one of my new habit.
Day one is a decision and an action. It's powerful because it happens in the present, not in some imaginary perfect future.
And I'll be honest, day one isn't always comfortable. It can feel uncertain or even a little embarrassing because as a beginner, you don't feel confident yet. You make mistakes and you don't know everything, but that is exactly where growth begins.
And your brain says, wait until you're ready, wait until the moment is perfect. But here is what we know about the perfect moment. It does not exist.
The perfect moment is a story we tell ourselves, so we do not have to be brave. It is the enemy of progress. And progress, which means moving forward, moving closer to your goal, is what actually changes your life.
So we are asking you today, right now as you listen, to decide that today is your day one. It doesn't matter if you have tried before and stopped. It doesn't matter if you feel uncertain. The only thing that matters is that you begin.
Begin again if you need to. There is absolutely no shame in beginning again. In fact, beginning again shows real strength. It shows persistence.
Let's talk about that word persistence. Persistence means continuing to do something even when it is difficult, even when you feel tired, even when you feel like giving up.
Persistence is not about being perfect every single day. Persistence is about continuing. A person who learns 5 new English words every day, even when they are tired, will learn over 1,800 new words in 1 year. That's incredible.
Wow, and they did it with just 5 words a day. 5 small words.
I want to stay on this because I think many people make a very common mistake when they plan to learn. They think, I will study for 4 hours this Saturday, and then Saturday arrives and they are busy or tired and they don't study at all, and then they feel guilty, and then they wait for the next big block of time.
And weeks pass, and months pass, and nothing changes. Small wins are so much more powerful than big, ambitious plans.
A small win is a little success every day. Learning 5 new words is a small win. Listening to 1 English podcast is a small win. Reading 1 short article in English is a small win.
These small wins build your confidence, build your skills, and build your habits. And habits, once they are strong, become automatic. You don't even have to think about them anymore.
Think about brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't think about it, you just do it. That's the power of small actions repeated every day.
And this connects to the idea of milestones. A milestone is a meaningful point in your journey. Your first milestone might be understanding an entire podcast without stopping.
Your second milestone might be the first time you speak English with someone and they understand you completely. Your third milestone might be watching an English film and understanding more than half without subtitles.
Every milestone gives you energy and motivation to keep going.
Now, let us talk about your environment. Your environment means the people and places around you. If you live somewhere where English is not spoken, it can feel lonely on your language journey.
I understand that completely. When I started seriously, I lived in a small town where almost nobody spoke English. There were no conversation groups nearby. It felt very isolated. That word isolated means alone, separated from things that could help you.
But here is something really important. Your physical environment is only part of your world. You also have a digital environment. And your digital environment is something you can change completely, right now, today, for free.
You can change the language on your phone to English. You can follow English-speaking channels. You can listen to English podcasts like this one. You can join online communities where people from all over the world practice together.
I did all of these things. I changed my phone to English. At first, it was confusing. I did not understand every word, but every day I saw English in context. I learned what settings means. I learned what notifications means. Small, real things that I actually used.
And slowly, English stopped feeling like a foreign language and started feeling familiar. Familiar means something that feels known to you, something that does not feel strange anymore.
And when English starts to feel familiar, that is when real fluency begins. Fluency does not come from one big, dramatic moment. It comes from thousands of small moments of contact with the language.
Every time you hear English, read English, or speak English, even just to yourself, you are building familiarity.
Speaking to yourself in English is one of the most powerful and completely free things you can do. When you're cooking, describe what you are doing. I am cutting the vegetables. I am adding oil to the pan. The food smells amazing.
When you're walking outside, describe what you see. There are many trees here. The sky looks beautiful today. I can hear children playing nearby.
This is called thinking in English, and when you can think in English, speaking to others becomes so much easier.
Now, let us talk about breaking old patterns. A pattern is something you do regularly, something that has become part of your routine. Some patterns are helpful, some are not.
One of the most common unhelpful patterns right now is scrolling. Scrolling means moving through social media on your phone for a long time without a real purpose.
You open the app, you scroll, you look at videos and pictures, and 30 minutes pass, sometimes an hour. And when you finally stop, you do not feel better. You often actually feel worse.
I was a very serious scroller. I am not embarrassed to say it. I would spend 2 or sometimes 3 hours a day on social media.
And one day I did a simple calculation. 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 hours a week. In 1 month, that's over 50 hours. In 1 year, that's almost 700 hours.
700 hours? Wow. And what was I doing with that time? Nothing that helped me grow. Nothing that moved me closer to anything I actually wanted.
Imagine what 700 hours of English practice could do for you. You could read dozens of books, you could watch hundreds of hours of content, you could have thousands of conversations.
The time is there. The question is what we choose to do with it.
And you don't have to stop using your phone completely. That's probably not realistic, but you can make small trades.
Instead of scrolling for 30 minutes in the morning, you listen to this podcast. Instead of watching something random before bed, you watch a short English lesson. Instead of opening social media when you feel bored, you open a vocabulary app.
Small trades, small changes, but over time, those small changes create a genuinely different life.
Your brain loves habits because habits save energy. Your brain prefers to repeat patterns rather than make new decisions every minute. So the key is to make your new positive habit as easy as possible.
Put the podcast app on the front screen of your phone. Put your English notebook next to your bed. Make the good habit easier than the old one. And slowly, your brain will begin choosing the good habit automatically.
Now, I want to guide you through a short thinking exercise. We call it the future self exercise. If you can, take a comfortable breath and imagine this with us.
It's 1 year from today. 12 months have passed. Every day for the past year, you did something small but consistent. You listened to English for 15 minutes. You learned a few new words. You spoke English to yourself. You watched one English video.
Small things, but every single day. Now, in your imagination, you meet someone new. They ask you about yourself, and you answer them in English. And the words come. Not perfectly, maybe, but they come.
And the other person understands you, and you feel something you haven't felt in a long time. You feel genuinely proud.
That feeling of pride is waiting for you at the end of a year of small daily actions. Your future self is not a fantasy. Your future self is simply your present self with more practice, more experience, and more confidence.
Let me tell you what happened to me after my day one. I started very small, 15 minutes of English every morning, 5 new words written down every day. I spoke English to my reflection in the mirror, which felt very strange at first.
I can imagine.
But after 3 months, I noticed something. English was starting to feel familiar. I was starting to understand more of the music and films I loved. And after 6 months, I had my first real English conversation with a person from another country online.
Wow.
We talked for 20 minutes. I made many mistakes. I did not know every word, but I communicated. I expressed myself. That person understood me. And after the conversation ended, I sat quietly and thought, you thought it was too late, but look at you now.
That's transformation, and transformation is one of our key words today. Transformation means a deep, meaningful change, not a small adjustment, a real shift in who you are and how you live.
Transformation does not happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in the quiet, invisible moments. The moment you choose to listen instead of scroll. The moment you choose to say one sentence in English instead of staying silent.
Those quiet moments are where transformation truly begins. They are the seeds of a completely different future.
And let's talk about potential. Potential means the ability to become something meaningful in the future. Every person has potential. It doesn't belong only to young people.
A 60-year-old has potential. A 50-year-old has potential. You have potential right now, today. Your potential does not expire. It does not simply disappear just because you reached a certain age.
There are people all over the world who have started new careers, learned new languages, found new friendships, and built entirely new lives after 40, 50, 60, and beyond.
These people are not exceptions. They are examples of what is possible when a person decides that their story is not over.
Your story is not over. Let's say that again. Your story is not over. You might just be starting a brand new chapter. And often, the most important chapters in a book aren't at the very beginning.
They're in the middle. It's the part where the character has grown, faced difficulties, learned from mistakes, and is finally ready to do something truly meaningful.
That's you. The experiences you've had, the time you feel you've lost, the chances you think you missed, those aren't proof that you failed. Those are the things that have shaped you and made you wiser.
Wisdom, which means the deep understanding that comes from experience, is one of the greatest gifts of having lived. You know things now that a 20-year-old simply doesn't know yet.
So, what is your next step? After this episode ends, what will you do? We want you to do just one thing. Write down 4 words somewhere you will see them every day. Today is day 1.
That's all, just those 4 words. And then tomorrow, do one small thing in English, just one. And the day after that, do one more.
Keep going, even when you feel uncertain. Keep going even when you make mistakes. Keep going especially on the days when you feel like stopping.
Because the people who change their lives aren't always the most talented or the youngest. They're simply the ones who do not give up.
I want to close with something someone once told me during my darkest moment of regret. They said the fact that you still care means it's not over. The moment you stop caring is when it's really too late. But caring means you still have fire, and fire means you can still move.
That fire in you, that desire to grow and improve, is not a weakness. That is your strength. It is proof that you are alive and that you have not given up.
As long as you wake up in the morning with that small desire to do something more with your life, it is never too late.
It's not too late to learn English. It's not too late to change something important. It's not too late to become who you always imagined you could be.
We're cheering for you every single step of the way. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Every minute you invested in listening was a minute of growth.
If today's episode helped you, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message, someone who is feeling stuck or has a dream they've been afraid to start.
Also, check out our pinned comment below. We've left a little space for you to declare your day 1.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. Keep going, keep growing, and we'll see you in the very next episode of the Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.